Dragon Age Inquisition was rated M for mature by the ESRB and contains blood, intense violence, nudity, sexual content, and strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello everyone, my name is Amaronith and I play games for the internet, and today we're playing Dragon Age Inquisition. Last time we obtained the aid of the mages to help us seal the breach, and also made a new friend, Dorian Pavus. Now let's get to know him a little better.
The Inquisition supports free mages. What's next? Elves running Halam-Sharal? Cows milking farmers?
I'll think of something. Wait, you disagree?
I take it you don't agree.
On the contrary, I approve. Heartily. I do wonder if you've considered what this support of yours will do. For mages in general, I mean. The Inquisition is seen as an authority. You've given southern mages license to, well, be like mages back home.
Heck, hang on. Must clean glasses. I took my glasses off. I cannot read any of the options. So long as they're like you.
If that means they're anything like you, I approve.
Ha! There aren't many mages back home like me.
I'd believe that.
I never fit in. Bloodstains are so difficult to clean, you see.
So we're doomed to a future of blood magic, then?
Not at first. But you'd be a fool not to see where this could lead. Thing is, the Imperium was once just like the South. Templars, proper circles, all that rot. Then it changed. By inches. Not that this is reason to oppress us. Still, my homeland should be a cautionary tale, not a source of inspiration.
Speaking of, tell me about the Imperium.
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Ah, yes. Everyone outside the Imperium always seems quite fascinated by it. Probably why they come up with so many ridiculous tales. Flying cows over Minrathous. That's madness. All right, that one's actually true, but the cows didn't have wings. I digress. Anything in particular you wanted to know?
There's an Imperial Chantry, isn't there? With its own divine?
Oops.
You people aren't supposed to talk about the Black Divine, are you? If you mention him outside the Imperium, people make that face, like you're urinating in public. But yes, we do have the Chantry, or a version of it. Night and day comparing it to yours.
The Black Divine?
Do you really call him the Black Divine?
We don't call him that, oh no. In the Imperium, he's the true divine. The woman sitting on the Sunburst throne is some backwater pretender. It all stems from a disagreement over Andraste. Marvelous, isn't it?
A disagreement?
Why would they disagree over Andraste?
It's not my field of expertise, but the Imperium believes Andraste was a mortal woman, a mage. Down south they say, no, she's the bride of the Maker, ascended to his side, divine provenance, a blah blah blah. We feel better believing Andraste was one of us. Makes executing her less damning, you see. So we elected a man as divine, the South declared war, and we've been feuding cousins ever since.
Your divine is male?
So the Imperial Divine is always a man?
All the better to distinguish him from that other one, yes. Don't think there aren't a number of female magisters who bristle at that. Why can't they be divine after all? Same reason you never see a man on the Sunburst throne. Because that's how it's always been done. Excellent reasoning.
Is it really that different?
Is the Imperial Chantry so different from ours?
Not in theory. The main difference is in the whole magic is meant to serve man, not rule over him business. Back home, ruling the unwashed masses is serving them, for the good of the Imperium. Perhaps it started with good intentions, but these days it's academic. The circles are in command.
You have circles?
There are circles of magi in the Imperium?
We don't have dismal little mage prisons, if that's what you mean. They're academies, prestigious ones. We have Templars as well, but they don't cancel spells or whatever your Templars do. They're soldiers. They watch for abuse of magic, yes, but only those who are weak or who fall out of favor get dealt with. Mostly they enforce the Magisterium's edicts. The Chantry smiles and nods from the sidelines.
Are you religious?
Do you consider yourself Andrastian?
The big question. It might surprise you that I do consider myself Andrastian. I simply do not believe in the Chantry. It is a relic, whether back home or here in the south. Something from a bygone age desperately clinging to relevance. It's not an opinion that makes me popular.
There's been good arguments made for why it needs to be kept, but also why it needs to change. I agree with you, though.
I share your opinion, actually.
That's not surprising, considering what the Inquisition represents. I'll say this. I may not believe in the Chantry, but I believe in you.
In me?
That the Maker sent you, whether through Andraste or fate. Cassandra is not wrong. You are what we needed most at the moment we needed it. That's what they will say in ages to come.
I don't know.
I'm not sure about that, myself.
Doubt is good. I like doubt. It will keep you sane. Me? I've seen too much to believe I know everything. The world is bigger than I. Even bigger than you. It laughs at all the things we think we know. The Maker doesn't need me to believe. But I do. The thought of no one at all watching out for us is too frightening.
I want to ask something else.
Let me ask you something else.
So many questions.
I have a lot of them. Okay, let's get this one out of the way.
Anyone who talks about the Imperium mentions slavery. It's the center of the slave trade.
Ah. That is true.
And did you have slaves?
Not personally, but my family does and treats them well. Honestly, I never thought much about it until I came south. Back home, it's how it is. Slaves are everywhere. You don't question it. I'm not even certain many slaves do.
You're saying they like it?
You think slaves like it that way? Don't be ridiculous.
I didn't say they like it. It's all most of them know. In the south, you have alienages, slums, both human and elven. The desperate have no way out. Back home, a poor man can sell himself. As a slave, he could have a position of respect, comfort, and could even support a family. Some slaves are treated poorly, it's true. But do you honestly think inescapable poverty is better?
Treated poorly. The only reason I am picking this answer is because I want the friendship points with Dorian. I'm stating that now. To be very clear, this is not how I feel about slavery. And Revas is... yeah. Revas is just like, it's something to think about, I guess.
I suppose not, no.
I don't know what it's like to be a slave, true. I never thought about it until I saw how different it was here. But I suspect you don't know either. Nor should you believe that every tale of Tevinter excess is the norm.
Okay. That out of the way. Is blood magic common? Okay, no. Do mages truly rule there?
It seems strange that an entire empire would be ruled by mages.
I find it strange that your mages don't rule anything at all. Actually, the fiction in the Imperium is that mages don't rule. The Magisterium rules. That magisters are all mages is considered a convenient technicality.
The Magisterium?
What is the Magisterium, exactly?
The upper house of the Imperial Senate, and the only part worth having a seat on. Those seats are split among the circles of Magi, the Chantry, and the major families. All mages now. It's odd that outside the Imperium, you use Magister like it applies to every Tevinter mage.
One moment. I have to... My desk is cluttered for some reason. Like, something happened to my beautiful, neat organization, and now I've got to fix it. Oh! It never lasts. It never lasts. Does that happen to anyone else? You clean something, and it's beautiful and organized, and 5 friggin' minutes later, you look back at it, and it's a cluttered mess again. Ugh! What are you, then?
If you're not a magister, then what are you called? No special title?
I'm an Altus, which is almost as good as a Magister, depending on who you ask.
And an Altus is...
I've never heard of an Altus.
Upper class. Those families who trace descent from the Dreamers, the first prophets of the old gods. If you're a mage and you're not Altus, then you're later. Lower class. If you're not a mage at all, you're Soperati. That's everyone else. We do love our fancy words.
Okay. But mages do rule.
If it's a fiction, that means mages do rule, then.
Yes and no. Let me put it this way. Mages do rule, but not all mages are equal. If you're not from the right family, chances are you don't rule anything. Maybe you're even a slave. The idea that anyone could be a mage, however, keeps the masses placated.
Is it true?
Can anyone be a mage?
Technically, the potential runs mostly in bloodlines, but it's been known to happen. More importantly, commoners believe it can. Tevinter legend is chock full of mage heroes from humble origins. So they hold out hope. Someday my son or my son's son will be a mage. Someday. Poor sods don't realize that means he'll be a quaestor at the arse end of the 100 Pillars, at best.
Is that bad?
Being a quaestor isn't a good thing?
I imagine the average non-mage likes to think so. Counting numbers and shuffling papers all day is better than many occupations after all. If you're a second-class citizen among a pack of piranha, however, your outlook changes.
What about the Archon?
I thought the Archon ruled over the Imperium.
Well, yes. Technically, he can overrule laws passed by the Magisterium, but that never happens. Even so, he gets to appoint new Magisters, which means all the families vie madly for his favor. Thus, the Archon gets invited to all the parties. The truest path to Tevinter influence, let me tell you.
I want to ask something else.
But let me ask you something else.
Of course.
Okay. Is blood magic common?
Just how often is blood magic used there?
Oh, not at all.
Not at all.
That's what any Magister would tell you. They'd be convincingly offended by the notion, too. Of course, what people call blood magic here, and what we consider blood magic, are two different things.
What do you call it?
What's considered actual blood magic in Tevinter?
Blood magic isn't inherently dangerous. Using your own blood or that of a willing participant, what's the harm?
Agreed.
The problem is that what's permitted only gets you so much power. And what if you need more? You always need more. That's where we get into sacrifices and demon summoning. None of that is done. Not officially. Behind closed doors, it's a different story. Real blood magic can give you an edge, a leg up against your opponents. It's safe to assume that any mage of rank does it. The rest are quietly shut out of power, to put it bluntly.
No Templar intervention?
You'd think the Templars would object.
I imagine they did, long ago. Once, their investigations might have been sincere. Then their balls were cut off. Too inconvenient. Nowadays, only the friendless are accused.
That
Most
was
of them probably
the wrong
innocent.
time to take a drink. Ow. That went up my nose. Ow. No one disagrees?
There must be some mages who oppose this.
Of course. I do. And I'm not entirely alone. Occasionally, there'll be a magister who makes noise, and then the reform talk begins. All very patriotic. Meanwhile, that magister will be quietly shunned. Chances are, surprise, it's learned he was a Maleficar all along. Most learn to keep quiet. Me? I enjoy the allure of pariahhood.
Could Tevinter be an ally?
I'm wondering if the Imperium would be a useful ally.
I'd think you'd be more concerned whether or not they'd support the Venatori. They won't, of course. At least, not officially. They'll disavow all knowledge of dangerous cultists. Secretly, many magisters will rejoice at the idea. And if the South falls to chaos in the meantime, all the better.
Is that smart of them?
It would be in the Imperium's best interest to help. Surely it could use allies.
I think the Imperium gave up on the idea of allies a long time ago. We've been fighting the Qunari for what, 200 years off and on? It's a point of pride that we go it alone. They'll sneer at the South behind their silk handkerchiefs and say, "You've had it easy for far too long." Let's not forget that the Inquisition seems to be an arm of the Orlesian Chantry. Anathema so far as they're concerned.
But we're not.
We're not part of the Chantry. The Chantry opposed the Inquisition's formation.
You think that matters? Don't be silly. The Herald of Andraste. Your very title smacks of the Southern Chantry. You may as well be a heathen.
I am a
I think
heathen.
they're far more frightened what you'll do if you succeed.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
Tell me about yourself.
It occurs to me that I barely know anything about you.
Beyond my being a mage from Tevinter, you mean?
Beyond that, yes.
And beyond my being so charming and well-dressed, which is obvious to anyone.
It's obvious to me.
I'm well aware of your finer qualities, believe me.
Of course I believe you. The moment I saw you, I thought, there's a man who knows quality. Now, what was I talking about? Ah, yes, me. I am the scion of House Pavus, a product of generations of careful breeding and the repository of its hopes and dreams. Naturally, I despised it all. The lies, the scheming, the illusions of supremacy. That's Tevinter in a nutshell, isn't it? Needless to say, my family was not happy with my choices.
Your family is angry with you?
Why would your family be upset with your choices?
Because I rejected their idyllic plan. If they had their way, by now I'd be married to some unlucky girl from a powerful family. We'd live in luxurious despair, despising each other as I waited to take my father's place in the magisterium. I declined the honor, and thus it's best I'm far from home. Less of an embarrassment that way, you see.
Careful breeding?
What did you mean by generations of careful breeding?
The great families of Tevinter don't have children. They refine traits, weed out the undesirable, and promote the rest. My mother was chosen for my father because magic runs strongly in her blood. Never mind that they loathed each other. They wanted a son who could become Archon to make House Pavus the envy of the Imperium. They got me. A cautionary tale that you should be careful what you wish for.
Why not go back?
Why remain with the Inquisition? Why not go back to Tevinter?
I'm not exactly welcome back home. Not that it matters. I'm quite accustomed to being a pariah. It adds to my charm. I can do more for Tevinter here. If the Venatori succeed, it'll set my homeland back 1,000 years. I'm sure some magisters would disagree. But that's why we kill them.
You don't like Tevinter?
I'm getting the impression you don't care much for your homeland.
On the contrary, I care for my homeland a great deal. There's so much potential. Sadly, we squander it. We refuse to acknowledge how far we've fallen because pretending is easier. We pretend the Qunari can be beaten. We pretend that we're superior to everyone, even our own people. Not everyone feels that way. I don't. Sadly, we're the minority.
But why do you care?
It just seems so much of what you say about the Imperium is entirely negative.
It might sound that way. For all our faults, my people have many virtues. We are laden with history and culture. Tevinter is where Thedas truly began, remember? We treasure our past and preserve it. You can walk down a side street and find nothing built during the modern ages. And despite appearances, we care. Deeply. About everything. We have no reserve, not in war and not in love. If I truly believed my homeland was beyond all hope, I wouldn't miss it so much.
That's enough for now.
I think I've heard enough.
That's too bad. I never tire of talking about myself.
Have you seen Alexius?
Have you gone to see Alexius yet? He's in the cells.
Not yet, no. I saw him before they locked him up. He looked despondent, broken. Not the man I remember, nor the one I want to. I suppose the Inquisition will judge him eventually. I wonder if there's any chance they'll show him mercy. He hardly deserves it, but for Felix's sake. I can't help hoping there's something left of the man I once knew. So I take it you're Dalish? Is that the correct word here?
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
We don't have Dalish clans coming northward, for obvious reasons. So I've never met one of your people before, although I've heard about them. A little. I hope this won't be an issue between us. I am here to help you deal with the Venatori, after all.
I appreciate your help.
And I appreciate your help, Dorian.
Excellent. Mutual appreciation is a grand way to begin.
That's enough.
I should go.
Naturally.
Now, just one more time.
Here we are again.
Okay.
I should go.
Try not to die. I would notice you were gone.
Ah. So that is Dorian. Now, did we talk to you?
Lathaline.
Hey.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye. Good afternoon.
No.
We'll talk later.
I wanted to jump. Lethaline is Elven for friend. So, that's neat.
So, I noticed you crept back to the tent rather late last night. And if I did? I hope for your sake you weren't sniffing around after that iron bull.
Oh?
I simply wanted to thank him for having his healer give such good advice. We've saved some lives thanks to him.
And that's why you're walking so funny.
Oh?
I thanked him a few times. Then later he thanked me back. It was a very grateful night all around.
Oh, you're terrible.
Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Sorry. Okay. Dorian. Okay. Nope. Okay. Oh, you know what? Here. Wear that.
learned child is a blessing upon his parents and onto the...
I will take these injury reports to research in the nave.
Okay.
The apothecary would like to know why you need so much death root.
To do my job.
Oh, I'll just tell him that, Enchanter.
I'm not an enchanter, I'm an apprentice. Just please tell Adon I need that death root. We will study that.
You're welcome.
What may I do for you?
Nothing.
Let's speak later.
Goodbye.
Okay. Damage bonus against demons! Nice! Okay. Now that we've talked to everybody. We can absolutely do the thing. I want to finish up in the Hinterlands. There's so much we can do there. I just... Yeah. We've got... we have to pop back in to horsemaster Dennet, and then we've got all this over here to take care of. So I'm gonna do that, and we're going to take Dorian, Blackwall, and Bull. And Solus. This is gonna be fun. Okay, here we are. Oh, fine. Talk to me.
I've news, sir.
What is it?
This may be worthwhile.
Okay, I'll turn that in later. Oh! Okay. Actually, no. Why am I here? I don't need to be here. God damn it. Okay. We need to be here. No. No, let's right. Horsemaster Dennet. It should be fine if I talk to him now. Right?
Fight well out there. Fight well out there.
Thank you. That place is locked. Hey, Dennet.
Elena says you got rid of those demon-cursed wolves. Should be safer for our farmers now. You've held up your end of our bargain, Inquisition. You'll have my whole stable in good hands to go with it.
Nice. Thank you. Hey, tell me about yourself.
You said you were once Arl Eamon's stablemaster.
Master of the Mounts. Fereldans don't appreciate horses like they do in Orlais, but they knew my name in Val Royeaux. My horses took sick less and carried a man longer than any of those fancy prancers they've got. And now they're all yours, Inquisition. Take care of them.
Tell me about the area.
What can you tell me about the wilderness around here?
Got some old ruins in the forest, from long before any king of Ferelden. The lakes are pretty, though when the weather's odd, you hear tell of spirits. Beyond that, my daughter Sienna set up a track just over there. Fool girl likes to race the horses.
Will you join the Inquisition?
You sent your stable hands and your horses to the Inquisition. What about you?
Well, you've cleaned up the area, and I can't say I'm not tempted. Still, it feels wrong to abandon my land to go play horsemaster again.
Dorian?
Oh, let him go. We can use one of my servants from Minrathous. Tevinter horses are the finest in the world.
Tevinter? Your horses can barely trot without needing grain and milk. All right, Inquisition. I'll look to your horses myself. Never let it be said that Redcliffe gave less than the best. Just let me settle matters here and say goodbye to my wife. I'll meet you at Haven.
Nice. Excellent. And we have an agent. Victory. And now that we've done all of that stuff, there's more people around Redcliffe Farms. And we're not... Well, actually, just for the sake of it, just for shits and giggles. Hi, buddy. Oh, who's a pretty buddy? Oh, so pretty. Okay. And I summoned you there, and now I'm going to leave you there. Because, again, if you are riding a mount, you don't get to hear any of the, party interaction. What?
Prepare yourself. The area ahead is fortified.
Hi. Codex unlocked Red Templar Archers. Huh? Against challenge range. Unlocked Prowler. Wait a minute, not... Challenge. Right, okay. Let's give that to Bull, I guess. Or Cassandra. Hmm? Fine. bear! Oh, come on. Hafter's Wood. Alright. Got some Crystal Grace. Oh, fuck off.
Push ahead. I doubt that was the last of them.
Mercenaries. Right. Anything over here? Large bear. We need one of you. I think, right? Yep. Area of effect attacks. Area of effect attacks allow you to target groups of enemies. Use left stick to move the target. To move the target point for the AoE. Press A to initiate the AoE when you are happy with its position. B to cancel. Okay. Okay. Bear claws. Lustrous cotton. Are you another large bear? I saw you. I saw something. Large bear? Large bear? Yeah. Hey. Hey. Ah, fuck me running. Oh, come on. We're doing fine. bees are happy that they get to sting people. Wait, really? Okay. We got the bear claws. Alright, fucking another goddamn bear.
This might be a decent place for a spot of camping.
So that's all of the... Okay. Rift. Mercenaries. Return policy. Let's do Memories of the Grey. And Flowers for Senna. This way? Hi. Over here? Pristine griffin feather.
Good find.
Yay, thank you. Okay. And... oh. Text on Senna's shrine. Senna, beloved, may your ashes be gathered by Falondin and carried safely after all the long years you carried me. Can return. I wanna, what?
A Grey Warden recruiter. That sounds interesting.
It's not easy finding people willing to shoulder such a terrible responsibility.
Here I thought you poked around prisons, hunting for murderers, desperate to escape the noose.
That's what you think of wardens.
It's not such a terrible thing. Some of my best friends are murderers.
They are men and women atoning for what they've done by giving of themselves. They fight for people like you, people in silks and velvets, who talk and judge.
Who's judging now?
I know your kind.
Oh boy. Ah.
One down.
Okay. You know what? Let's eat maybe if they're all fighting each other, I won't have to...
You've killed lots of my countrymen, I take it.
Oh god.
Sure, usually when I'm being paid for it.
What? Never just for fun.
Nothing to report, sir.
God damn it. I should have started walking. Crystal Grace. Memories of the Grey are done. Go back there at some point. Up this way? Up that way. Right? No? Yes. I went the wrong way. God damn it. So, here's the thing. If you do not romance either Dorian or the Iron Bull, and you have them together in your party long enough, they get together eventually. But I'm still up in the air. Maybe a little bit for me, which one of them I want to go after. Oof, okay. Alright, let's see. Constellation Draconis. Ooh. That's... Ooh. That's a big old trick, isn't it? We'll get there. Okay. I'm just so mad that the requisitions officer keeps interrupting. It's a ram. Guys, can I... Is there a reason? Whoa! Okay. God. All right. Now. Ah! Saga of Tritopartax of our mother. Now we've got the whole poem, because now we've got a war table thing about it. Let's go. What? Crystal Grace. Hi. Okay. Seriously? There we go. Okay. So, mercenary fortress, huh? Guess keep going this way. Why is there a... Okay. Alright. With that bear having been taken care of, it's about that time. Big stretch. I'm going to call it here, and I will see you in the next one, where we continue to find the mercenaries that are out here. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.